Hi, this video is going to talk about determining the equation of the line. So the learning goals are to determine the slope of a line when given information about the line, to determine the y-intercept of a line, and also to understand how to write the equation of a line when the slope and y-intercept have been determined. So the graph that's shown on the screen here, the equation of that line is y is equal to 2x plus 1. Now, how do we determine that? Well, remember that when we're looking at an equation of a line in the form y equals mx plus b, that number there that's next to the x is always the slope. So this thing has a slope of 2, and also the b, the number at the end there, that is the y-intercept. So basically, in order to determine an equation of a line, you need two pieces of information. Okay? The two pieces of information that we need to write the equation of a line are slope, and then also you need the y-intercept. Okay? So throughout this whole exercise, we're going to try and figure out how to get slope and how to get the y-intercept of a line, but we're not going to be given the graph. So this is what I mean. We're going to determine the equation of a line that passes through the points -4, -5, and 8 and 1. So basically, this is what the picture looks like. We have a point at -4 and -5 and 8 and 1. Whoops, kind of like that. We're going to be asked to just, there we go, yeah, close enough. We're going to be asked to find the equation of that line. So again, the two things that we need, we're going to need slope, which we call m. All right, and then we're also then going to need to find the y-intercept. So let's just find slope. Remember, slope, we're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's do 1 take away -5 over 8 take away -4. So 1 take away -5, that's going to be 6. And 8 take away -4 is 12. So we can reduce that to 1 over 2. So our slope is 1 over 2. So that's part 1 of 2. The second thing that we're going to need now is to find the y-intercept. And though this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the form y is equal to mx plus b now. And what we're going to do is we're going to substitute m here. We're going to substitute that m with our slope of 1/2. We can also now substitute the x there and the y for one of these 2 points here. Okay? And if we do that, we're going to be left with b, and what we can do is we can then solve for b using the balanced method of solving an equation. So it doesn't matter which point you choose. I'm going to choose 8 and 1 just because it's they're not negative numbers, and I really don't want to deal with negative numbers. So for y, we're going to replace it with the y coordinate of that point, which is 1. So I'm going to write 1 okay, equals m, which is our slope of 1/2. So we're going to write 1/2. For x, we're going to choose the x coordinate of that point. So we're going to write there, for x, we're going to write 8, and then plus b. All right, let's just simplify, and then we're going to solve the equation. So on this side, we still have 1 is equal to, now 1/2 times 8 is 4 plus b. Now we're just going to subtract both sides here by 4. So 1 take away 4 is -3 is equal to b. So b, as you recall, is the y-intercept. So we have slope right over here, and we have the y-intercept over here. So all we need to do is just piece them together, and the equation of our line here then is y is equal to 1/2 x minus 3. And if you kind of take a look at our diagram, our really shoddy diagram here, I mean, it sort of makes sense. The slope is positive, and the y-intercept is less than 0. So, not bad. All right, let's take a look at another example. So here a line is perpendicular to 3x minus 2y plus 8 is equal to 0 and has the same y-intercept as 4x plus 3y minus 15 is equal to 0. Determine the equation of the line. So again, we're after two things: the slope of our line and the y-intercept of our line. So our line is perpendicular to this one. So that means if I know the slope of this line that's given to me, okay, I just have to find the perpendicular slope, and then that slope is the slope of my line. So we're going to go after the slope of the line that's given to us there. So it's given to us in standard form. In order to find the slope of this line, we're going to need to change that into slope y-intercept form, or y equals mx plus b. So this thing says 3x minus 2y plus 8 is equal to 0. We're going to get rid of the 3x on this side. Okay, so we're going to take away 3x on both sides. We're going to get rid of the plus 8 on the left side, so we're going to subtract both sides by 8. All right, we're left here with negative 2y is equal to negative 3x minus 8. All right, so we need to divide out the negative 2 that's next to the y, so we've got to divide everything by negative 2. So y is equal to, now negative 3 divided by negative 2, the negatives divide out, so I can just write 3 over 2x plus 4. So the slope of this line here is 3 over 2, but remember, my line is perpendicular, so that means that we have to find the negative reciprocal of the slope of this line, and that'll be the perpendicular slope. So if this line here has a slope of 3 over 2, then my slope, and I'm going to write my slope, okay, my slope, okay, is equal to, and to take the negative reciprocal, remember I just flipped that slope upside down, so it's 2 over 3, and then change the sign, so now it's negative. All right, so that's my slope. Now we're after the y-intercept. Now it says that my line has the same y-intercept as this line here. So if I know the y-intercept of this line, then I know the y-intercept of my line. So I can rearrange this line into y equals mx plus b as well, and then just read off what the last part of that equation is, or the b. Or I can replace x with 0. So again, in order to find the y-intercept of any line, we make x equal to 0. So let's just do it that way. Let's just switch it up a little bit. Okay. So here, okay, for the y-intercept, we're going to make x equal to 0. Okay, we're going to set it at 0. So let's write 4. Now instead of writing x here, okay, I'm replacing that x with 0. So I'm going to substitute in there 0. Okay. And then we're going to write out the rest. Plus 3y minus 15 is equal to 0. All right, so the 4 times 0 is 0. We're left with 3y minus 15 is equal to 0. And we're just going to solve that very quickly. We're going to add 15 to both sides. So 3y is equal to 15. And then we're going to now divide both sides by 3. So y is equal to 5. So that's the y-intercept. We have a slope of negative 2 over 3. So we just put them together. And so the equation of this line, y is equal to negative 2 over 3x plus 5. All right, so let's just look at the success criteria for this topic. So identify the slope of the line for which you are writing the equation, either by calculations or by comparing it with another line. So if you're given information about where the line goes through, then you're going to need to do some calculations. But if you're being compared to another line, let's say if it's parallel or perpendicular, you're going to need to know the slope of the line given to you in order to know the slope of your line. All right, we're going to then you would have to determine the y-intercept of the line either by substituting a point and slope into y equals mx plus b, like we did in the first example, or by comparing it with another line, like we just did in the previous one. And then once you have the slope and the y-intercept of the line, you just write the equation in the form y equals mx plus b. Okay, so now's your shot. I'd like you to try this question. Okay, pause the video, and then when you're all done, you can press play and check how you did. All right, so give this one a shot, and good luck. All right, we're going to determine the equation of this line. So first things first, we need to go after the slope, and then we find the y-intercept. So slope here, right, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Sorry for the sloppiness. All right, let's go with the y. So we're going to do, let's say, 2 take away 8, and then that means we'd have to do 3 take away negative 6. So 2 take away 8, that's negative 6. And 3 take away negative 6, that's just 9. Okay, so when you just need to reduce that. So we're going to divide everything by 3, so that's negative 2 over 3. All right, so that's our slope. Now we're going to find the y-intercept, so we're going to just use y equals mx plus b. So we're going to substitute any point, it doesn't matter. I would prefer to use the points that don't have negatives, if there are any. Pick the easiest one, make life easy for yourself. So we're going to substitute the y with the y coordinate there. So we're going to put 2 equals, now we're going to put slope, which is right there. Okay, so we're going to do negative 2 over 3. And then for x, we're going to replace it with the x coordinate of the point that we're using. 3, and then plus b. All right, so we're going to do some multiplication here. So, whoops, 2 is equal to, now we can put an over 1 here if you'd like. So that's basically negative 6 over 3 plus b. Okay, so negative 6 over 3 is negative 2, of course, so let's just write 2 is equal to negative 2 plus b. All right, let's add both sides by 2. So that means here 4 is equal to b. So we've got slope here. We've got the y-intercept there. We just stick them together, making an equation. So y is equal to negative 2 over 3x plus 4. Okay. Let's try another one. All right, you're going to try that question out. Pause the video, give it a shot, check your answer when you're done. Okay, good luck. All right, so our line's parallel to this guy and has the same y-intercept as that one. So let's find our slope first. It's parallel to this line. So remember, parallel means they have the same slope. So if I know the slope of this line that's given to me, then that means that it's the exact same slope for my line. So let's figure it out. Let's just write out the equation here. 3x minus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0. Again, we're going to isolate y here, so let's take away 3x on both sides here. We're going to take away 1 on both sides, so we're left with negative 4y is equal to negative 3x minus 1. Then we need to isolate y, so we need to get rid of that negative 4. We're going to divide everything by negative 4. So y here is equal to, the negatives here are going to divide out. So we've got 3 over 4x plus 1 over 4. Okay, what we're really concerned about is the slope here. So the slope of this line is 3 over 4. So because the lines are parallel, that means my slope is the same slope as this one. So let's write my slope is equal to 3 over 4. All right, now we're going to go after the y-intercept. So it has the same y-intercept as this one. So again, if I know the y-intercept of that one, then I know my y-intercept. Let's find the y-intercept. Oops. Let's find the y-intercept. I know some glitch happened. So for the y-intercept, let's make x equal to 0. So that 2 times 0 plus 5y minus 20 is equal to 0. Okay, it's 2 times 0 is 0. We just have 5y minus 20 is equal to 0. We're going to add 20 here to both sides to get rid of that. So that means 5y is equal to 20. Then we need to just divide both sides by, 5. That's a 5. So y here is equal to 4. All right, so we have a slope, we have a y-intercept. So we piece them together. The equation here, y is equal to 3 over 4x plus 4. All right, so again, just to sum things up, remember you're after two things, okay? Two things. Okay? You need the slope. You got to get slope, okay? First things first, slope, okay? And the second thing you need is the y-intercept, okay? Because once you have those two things, you're all set in terms of solving an equation. All right, so make sure you know how to find slope given a situation, whether you have points or whether it's being compared to a line. Okay, so I hope that this has made determining the equation of a line a little bit easier. Best of luck with everything.